Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 5, Episode 2 of War of the Ring. We're playing with both the Lords of Middle-earth and the Warriors of Middle-earth expansions. We'll do a quick recap of Round 1 and jump into gameplay. Okay, so quick recap of Round number 1. We had some troops deployed in the Mordor area, also some Elven troops deployed. We were able to consolidate some of the forces of Orthanc. The Rohirrim have moved down into Helm's Deep, so we've consolidated them into Helm's Deep. And a couple cards got played, especially the Lore of the Elven Rings plays on the table. Says before the action resolution begins, if any keeper of the rings results in the eye, you may change the results with an action die. The free people can also force this card to be discarded by paying a Will of the West. So that's cool to keep in mind. Other than that, we will set our hunt allocation to 1 die. Again, this round, we will pick our cards and then jump into round number 2. Before we do, a quick word from this channel's sponsor. Pontus Fathom Hobbies is brought to you by the books that we produce. We've got a bookstore down in the description. You check the link out and you can find books like The Genealogy of Cthulhu, Hermeticism of Hastur, The Alchemy of Azathoth, and The Necromancy of Nyarlathotep. Those and others collected together in the 6-volume omnibus Catu Journals out of Lovecraft's Providence. We've also got Artificial Psychoanalysis of Desiring Machines, Alchemy and Anthroposophy, and the Dune Saga, where we deep dive into what makes Frank Herbert's Dune original saga amazing. And there's also Esoteric Saturn Mysteries and our Dragon Mysteries from our podcast series on the sister channel, Pontus Fathom Press. And in Esoteric Anthroposophy and Occulted History, we talk about Tolkien as well. Finally, we've got our new saga out based on Lovecraft's Dreamlands. It's the Alchemical Courtship in the Dreamlands Volume 1, Aim Aimless, Aim Vicious, featuring the Dreamland city of Celiface. The next volume coming out will be Hope's Home, Hysteria's Heart, which focuses on Daleth Leen. And then we've got coming later in the year, Stubborn Devotions, Inventing and Forgiving, and Beloved, Believed, Bedaled, which feature the Temple of Hypnos and Lost Carcosa. Now back into the gameplay. Thank you guys for watching. Check out our Patreon, like and subscribe, and let's get into the next turn. Okay, let's jump into round number 2. Let's recover. We've got all of our action dice ready. Let's grab our cards. I'm going to take 1 card from each. Each of our Shadow and Free Folk players. We've got the Círdan's Ships, Winds from the West, and the Father of Trees. Okay, and then we've got Old Hatred, A New Power is Rising, and the Servants of Sauron, which I think we've gotten already. So let's see if we can come up with some good use of these. We've got the allocation there. We'll go ahead with Fellowship Phase. We are going to... Fellowship is declared. So we're not going to declare the Fellowship. We got the hunt allocation set. And we're going to do our action dice. So let's go ahead and grab our dice from the Free Folk and our dice from Forces of Shadow. And okay, so let's go ahead and break these out by the factions. No extra hunt die has been rolled. We do have a leadership die from the Forces of the Fellowship. So let's go ahead with our action resolutions. Okay, for the Elven lore, we don't have any allocated rings right now, so we can keep going forward without that. Let's take a look at let's have our, since the forces of Sauron are at war, let's have our first march forward. Let's have an army movement from Minas Morgul into South Illithrin, and then let's move our army from Gorgoroth into minus Morgul. So we're making a move already outside of Mordor. That's going to be an army move for us. So that will be, let's use this army move. Discard that one. Okay, let's go for our fellowship player. We are going to use a leader move to move the fellowship. So we're moving them to a second round, a second space. Let's go ahead and make a roll. So for the fellowship, we have to make a roll for the fellowship. Just get the rule book out here to remember how to do it. Okay, so I believe we just rolled a die for the hunt phase. The hunt, we go ahead and this is combat. This is the political track. The hunt. Hunting the fellowship. So the effect of the hunt is during the shadow player determines the hunt level, the total number of shadow action dice in the hunt box. Then the shadow player makes a hunt roll, rolling a number of combat dice. Each roll of 6 is a success. So they have one hunt die. They'll roll 1 die 6. They get a 5. So the fellowship is moved to position 2. So that's good for them. So let's go back into shadow player's turn. I will have another army move. Let's this time have Minas Morgul moving here, and we'll have let's have some of our troops move to Barad-dûr to keep the strongholds there. Okay, so next up, we'll go back to the fellowship, and let's go ahead and let's try to do let's look at activating the political track. How do I get the political track activated? So activating free people. An army containing nations of that unit is attacked. The fellowship is declared in a city or stronghold when a companion enters a stronghold. Okay, so no, they cannot go into activate yet. Passive, so they're still passive. Every time an army containing units of the nation is attacked, the nation becomes active. Okay, so if we get attacked, we become active. Okay? Every time a nation's settlement is captured by the opponent, that's a slow burn there. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Instead, we'll go ahead and let's look at our cards to play. Draw 3 cards, draw 3 hunt tiles. Play if the elves are at war, stream ship. In a coastal region. Oh, elves are at war. Recruit 2 elven units, regular or elite, in a coastal region containing a free people's army. In a coastal region, creating a free. Here's a coastal region. I'm going to have Dal Amroth play if the elves are at war. Recruit 2 elven units, 2 regulars or elites. Let's go ahead and put a regular. Let's put 2 elites. We can recruit 2 elites into this Dal Amroth. And then let's have them, so that will be their recruitment. That's playing the card, so that we can use this as that one. Let's also have the shadow player look at their cards. We can use this one. They've got Servants of Sauron. So they're going to look at 3 cards from the deck. And then they're going to I'm going to have the Palantir of Orthanc. So I'll place these back into the deck somewhere, or reshuffle them, I guess. And we've got a new card to collect, the Palantir of Orthanc. Shuffle those in. Okay, next up, back to the Free Folk. The Free Folk, they can do, let's have these army from, let's have these elves. They're going to move 1, 2 into that region. So they're going to come help Helm's Deep out. That will be their army move. And now we'll go back to the Shadow Folk, and then they're going to play a leader. Muster. Bring 1 character into play. So let's use the muster to bring a character into play. We'll bring Saruman into play. So we've got Saruman, Corrupted Wizard. Well, I guess we have to make Isengard at war first. So we'll use that to bring Isengard into war first. Isengard can go into war. And then after that, we can bring him into play. So we'll make Isengard go into war first. Just want to make sure I got the right token there. Isengard. Okay, so Isengard is now at war. We'll go back to the Fellowship player. They've got a muster also. Their muster, they can do move 1 political track of 1 enemy 1 step forward. So let's have them move. Let's have them start moving down the Rohirrim, the forces of Rohan. They're going to move them down 1 step into there. That will be their. Now we'll play this one, which is activating Saruman. So Saruman is now in play. We're going to add Saruman. We're going to paint through video too for all of these guys. You can go check out our paint through. Saruman is here leading the orcs at Isengard. Here's the elite orc of Isengard, and here's a Uruk-hai. I'm thinking of doing a repaint for these orcs. But yeah, they look pretty cool. Go and check those out, those videos. Okay, so that's going to be their leader card. And then lastly, there will be a leader play for the Free Folk. Let's see, they can play an event card also. And they will play... You know, we've got Wind from the West. I'm just going to go ahead and play discarding a Shadow Force card on the table. So we're going to get rid of this lore of the Elven Rings. We'll just clear it out now before it starts to accumulate later. And that is going to do it for round number 2. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in round number 3. We'll do a quick flyover for the changes on the board, and we'll talk to you in the next game. Thanks for watching.